From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy. Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports, and welcome to a Wednesday, the 10th day of December for 2025. Ready to go. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic standing by with all of your news, weather, and sports that you need to get out the door here this morning. A lot to talk about. A lot of hoops on the show here today. Colin Hake tied a career high with 17 points last night to lead the Nebraska women's basketball team to an 87-35 win over Omaha last night at PBA. Meanwhile, the Nebraska men's basketball team getting ready to open up their Big Ten Conference season tonight. Tough game at home against Wisconsin. It'll be the first time that Nebraska has opened the conference season at home since 2018. We've got comments coming up from head coach Amy Williams and head coach Fred Hoiberg on the show here today. Nebraska is parting ways with another assistant coach. Their defensive line coach is out the door. We'll talk about that. The Hastings College basketball teams will be in action tonight against Mount Marty. Had some high school basketball played in the area last night. Hunter Nepple coming up with a big night, 21 points, 11 rebounds. He led Adams Central to a 70-40 win over Wood River. We'll get some post-game comments coming up from Adams Central head coach Zach Foster. Meanwhile, in a girls' ball game, Adams Central beat Wood River 59-45. We'll also hear from Patriot head coach Evan Smith on the show here today. So lots to talk about as we get up and get going here on a Wednesday as we welcome in Tyson Havronic from the Western Studios. Good morning.
Good morning. Late tip tonight for the Huskers. So on a school night, 8 o'clock tip-off, I believe, from Pinnacle Bank Arena.
Yep, 8 o'clock tip tonight.
That's late. It's a Wednesday.
You know how it is. You got to fit into the TV schedule. It's on BTN tonight.
Well, it's a school night.
Get some sleep.
Start the other game earlier.
Get some sleep. Oh, how festive we are today. How festive we are.
Oh, our page is festive?
Yes.
You guys are catching up with the Western Studios with festivities?
Yeah, you've got the Christmas tree up in the Western Studios, and now the IT guy has got us all decked out on our video page today. So if you're watching on one of our social media sites and watching the cameras this morning, we are festive. Merry Christmas here on the 10th day of December.
Ho, ho, ho. I've got lights for these trees, by the way. That was asked yesterday. They're like, those trees aren't twinkling. They're not lighting up. I have lights for them. I have no outlets left. The Western Studios is out of potential power outlets. We've got so much, plugged in to make this technology go. The phone computer, the phone line system, the main monitors, the computers, the microphones, the streaming cameras. Everything's got to be plugged in, and we are out of outlets. And I'm not going to. Oh, it used to drive me nuts when I would see like a power strip that was plugged into a power strip. No, I'm not going to do that.
One power strip would be all right.
One power strip plugged into another power strip?
You don't need another. Don't plug them into the power strip.
That's what I'm saying.
I suppose all your outlets have power strips coming out of them.
They do.
You could run an extension cord from another room.
This was not a well-built... spacing-wise, it's perfect. When I was evaluating potential places for a studio, I did not take into account the one available wall socket for power.
No, that's not going to work.
So otherwise you'd have some lights that would be twinkling here today.
Do you have any ornaments on your tree? I don't even see any.
No ornaments. No ornaments. I just light it up,
All right, but something is better than nothing.
Well, I kind of like the extension cord idea.
You hate to run an extension cord to another room, though. That looks kind of tacky.
Well, it's not going to get picked up. It's not going to get picked up on the camera. And
I know, but
I'm the only one that's got to see it.
It's kind of a redneck idea. Run an extension cord around the corner and into another room. It could happen.
You know me and my family.
Yeah, those little lights don't draw a lot of power, so you should be all right with an extension cord.
Yeah.
Running it. Don't tell the fire department that, because they probably frown on your idea, running an extension cord. But I've got extension cords on my Christmas tree out in the other office. So, anyway, we hope you can maybe work on that here in the next day or two.
Speaking of things that the fire department frowns upon, can I do a quick story?
Sure.
Quick story time. And I don't know how much of this wanted to be shared or not, but screw it, we're going to do it anyway. My friend had a neighbor who noticed that they had a cat in a tree. Now, for purposes of the show, my friend lives on Burlington, like directly on Burlington. So, cat in the tree on Burlington, and he's like, does anybody know how we can deal with this? Called the fire department. They said they didn't want to come out at that moment because they didn't want to stop traffic on Burlington and create and cause a scene. And so they just monitor the situation. We'll come out later if we have to, kind of thing. So Cat's on Burlington ends up being that my one of our other good friends who was in on this group chat, who just happens to have a big ladder, went up there, got it. Cat got freed, but they didn't want to come out because they didn't want to cause any traffic disruptions on Burlington. And I'm like, you got a 200-foot ladder truck, and the situation might have taken 15 minutes maximum. Like, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. I was about to get fired up about it before somebody else finally intervened. I would have taken to, like, one of those Facebook pages, the complaints pages, and I'm like, you know what? Can we not, like, close the street for 15 minutes to save an animal? I was going to get fired up.
But your other friend saved you.
Well, it was intervened. Somebody played the role of superhero. I put 3 beers up on the beer board for him down at First Street. Wow. Everything was resolved happily. But
I wonder how many calls, though, the fire department gets.
For cats in trees?
Yeah, cats up in a tree.
I don't know.
I bet they get bombarded with calls like that.
We have somebody on the fire department.
Yeah, I could probably get a hold of Jared and see how many calls they get.
I'm kind of curious. Bring that up for tomorrow's show.
Let's get a hold of him and ask him how many cat calls.
How many cat tree calls? Although I would suppose that they might not even know because that probably goes through dispatch.
Yeah. So anyway,
so they might not have those figures.
I'm glad the cat is down.
Yeah. No, so am I. And it was a big relief. But there was like a 20-minute part of my day while all of this was unfolding, and I was just kind of reading about it through the group text, that I was getting emotionally frustrated because because nobody was doing anything. I'm like, there's a cat in a tree, and who God knows how long he's been there. He's probably hungry. I'm an animal lover, man. Like that stuff like irks at me. And then so finally, yeah, somebody else intervened.
I'm glad there was a happy ending to the story.
There was a happy ending, yeah. So, which I mean, given the fact that the cat was on a tree over Burlington, there could have been a lot worse endings to this particular story.
Oh yeah.
Cat's good. Cat's happy. Cat whisperer gets beers. So that's the story.
Jim Sliker is already chiming in on our social media chat. He says Tyson's tree is lit up like his Blazing 5 picks.
Hey, now. I'm the only one lighting the torch in this puppy.
Yeah, you're the only one with a winning record. IT guy's right at 500, and I'm 12 games below 500. But yeah, Jim Sliker is taking a jab at you early. Tyson's tree is lit up like his Blazing 5 picks.
It's lit up like your Blazing 5 picks.
No doubt.
That's a more accurate description.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, it happened yesterday. We talked about it on the show yesterday. Phillip Rivers signed to the practice squad for the Indianapolis Colts yesterday.
Let's go.
Worked out for the Colts Monday evening. And the news came on Rivers' 44th birthday, instantly making him the oldest active player in the NFL. We've been talking about the problems for the Colts. It all started back when their starter in Anthony Richardson Sr., who got placed on injured reserve back in October after suffering a serious facial fracture in an equipment failure involving stretching bands. So it all started there. And then we had, then Dan Jones came in, and he got hurt. Achilles tendon tear over the weekend, so he is done for the season. Then we went to this other guy, Riley Leonard, the third-string quarterback. He played over the weekend, and then he came into the medical facility on Monday morning. He's got a knee injury. They don't know if he's going to be able to play this weekend. So the Colts went out and worked out Phillip Rivers and signed him to the practice squad yesterday. And now it'll be determined later on if he'll be activated from the practice squad as a active roster move for this weekend. A chance that he could play. We'll see what Riley Leonard does here the rest of the week. But if he's unable to play, Phillip Rivers could be taking snaps again in the NFL as early as Sunday.
The actual cause of Anthony Richardson's injury was a stretching band incident?
Yes, back in October.
I didn't remember I guess I just knew that he went on the injured reserve list, and it was like physically unable to perform. And I never really looked that much into it. Now that I know that it was a stretching band incident, that makes it all the more just
it's unbelievable.
Bizarre.
What going through, yeah.
Bizarre, right?
Anyway, Rivers, I guess he's currently a semifinalist for the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2026. And per the Hall of Fame, right, Rivers signing to the Colts practice squad has no effect on his eligibility. However, if he signs to the Colts active roster, his eligibility clock would reset. Whether or not he takes his snap in a game, he wouldn't be eligible for the Hall of Fame again until 2031. So Phillip Rivers, fantasy owners, if you're looking for a quarterback, do you go out and sign Phillip Rivers to your squad? If you're looking for a quarterback, he may or may not play this weekend. We'll see what Riley Leonard can do and see how his injury recovers here this week. But, God, like you and I talked about, and we talked about it last night, a couple of guys at the basketball game last night before we got started. Isn't there anybody else available in the NFL that would be a suitable quarterback other than a guy who has not been in the league since 2020 and a guy who just celebrated his 44th birthday on Monday?
I would like to think, there would be definitely more eligible candidates. But then, again, as I sit here and I look at a blank screen, I don't or cannot name you who that person would be.
Or orchestrate a trade with somebody?
For who? Everybody's going through quarterback issues.
Dylan Gabriel at Cleveland. He's not going to play again the rest of the season.
Yeah, but Cleveland's not going to go from 4 quarterbacks to 1 quarterback.
They've still got.
Who do you give Cleveland?
I don't know what the roster looks like for the Colts. I don't follow the Colts that closely. I'm sure they could work something out with another team. The only reason that Phillip Rivers was...
They don't have any draft picks to trade because the owner said F them draft picks prior to the offseason. They don't have any more draft picks.
Yeah, the only reason that Phillip Rivers was considered is because of his close relationship with the offensive coordinator.
Sure.
Of course, Rivers played his final year at Indianapolis. The offensive coordinator and him are evidently good buds, and they talk quite frequently, even since he's been retired. So, I don't know, they call up and shoot the hash over the week, and Phillip Rivers evidently is close to the organization still. So that's the only reason he was even considered. But that was an amazing move. A 44-year-old quarterback coming out of retirement, and he'll be on the practice squad, and we'll see if he actually gets in the game on Sunday for the Colts.
So perhaps the bigger question that we can side shoot here is, and also the IT man coming in hot with a knowledge bomb. They can't do a trade because the trade deadline's gone.
Oh, that's right.
There's a trade deadline in the NFL. I forgot to, so don't worry about it. And trades happen so little in the NFL. Like the deadline isn't even a big thing. You mentioned that the eligibility. He's a semifinalist for the Hall of Fame. This would restart the clock, as they say, so to speak. Do you consider Phillip Rivers to be a Hall of Famer? Who, off the top of my head, to my knowledge, did not win an NFL MVP award, didn't have much playoff success. And again, this is all off the top of my head. I don't have any stats to back this. But I don't think he ever won an NFL MVP or, obviously, a Super Bowl.
I don't think he won a Super Bowl. But you have
he never won an AFC Championship game.
That's because he had to play the Chiefs all the time.
And the Patriots.
And the Patriots.
Man. He was more in the Patriots.
Yeah, the Patriot era
dynasty. Yeah.
So anyway, if you'd like to chime in on that, you can.
Do you?
Well, he was a semifinalist. He made the first cut. I don't know who else is in the 2026 class, but Phillip Rivers made the first cut. He's a semifinalist for the award. And he'll get in eventually, even if he does.
Really?
Sign to the active roster. Phillip Rivers will probably get in.
You think okay? So you think he's a Hall of Famer?
I think he'll get in. I don't know if he deserves to get in, but he'll get in. What do you think? Give us a call if you'd like on the Hamilton Telecommunications fan line.
Phone it in.
402-834-1330. Leave us a message on our social media sites. We're monitoring those comments as well. Yeah, we got lots of stuff coming up today. We'll get to Nebraska. I want to talk about this. Callan Hake tied a career-high 17 points last night. Nebraska beat Omaha 87-35. You would think the Huskers ran away with this thing. They didn't. They came in as a 62-point favorite over the Mavericks. 62 points. They led just 20-15 after the first quarter. Nebraska took control of the game by outscoring Omaha 26-7 in the second quarter, 22-8 in the third. They go on to win 87-35. Didn't cover the Las Vegas spread of 62 points. Amy Williams talked with us after the ball game. She says she was happy with the win, but the Huskers didn't play their best game last night.
It wasn't 40 minutes of pretty, but it was something that, we give credit to Omaha for coming in. They mixed their defenses up, and I didn't think we handled it well early. We kind of settled in there and did a better job in the later three quarters and found a way to have a good team win.
Yeah, Amy says she wasn't happy with the first quarter.
We say it a lot. I mean, the standard is the standard, and I thought we tried to kind of get everything easy, and then they made us pay. And I thought that they kind of made some hustle plays there in the first quarter that normally our team has kind of been coming away with, 50-50 balls, loose balls that they out-hustled us for. And we had some goals, rebounding goals, defensive rebounding goals. We didn't meet any of the three defensive rebounding goals that we had for this ball game. And so those are some of the things that we feel like we're trying to polish ourselves up and get better each and every night out. And there were some areas in this game that Omaha exposed that we did not get better.
And the coach says Omaha did a pretty good job defensively on the Huskers.
There's a lot of things that went into this. None of the opponents that we've played at this point have looked at our roster and said, okay, there's, 7 different kids that are capable of going for double figures, and so we're going to go to a junk defense and try to pull one person out. And I just think that, we had some easy open looks against their triangle and 2, diamond and 1 early, and we were, one pass, jacking up threes. We had 26 3-point attempts in the first half, and I thought we were kind of just playing into maybe what their hands were instead of getting our paint touches, working for things inside, outside, moving the basketball a little bit more, and then taking those good shots. And so I think that's a part of it.
Yeah, Nebraska tied a season high with 13 3-pointers last night while attempting a school record 40 3-pointers on the night. Nebraska now 10-0 in the season. They've got a non-conference game coming up against Illinois State on Sunday. Tip-off of that game will be at 11. But the Huskers are winning last night. They're now 10-0 in the season. They beat Omaha 87-35 as a 62-point favorite in the ball game last night.
Well, that's just a stupid spread, but nevertheless, Coach Baker is placing his argument for Phillip Rivers in the Hall of Fame. Despite the lack of playoff and championship success, you cannot deny the fact that he is a top 5 career passer. Looking up the numbers, 63,440 passing yards, top 5 all-time in the NFL. So Coach Baker gives a thumbs up for Phillip Rivers in the Hall.
Yeah, if he's 5th on the career passing list.
It's kind of a tough stat to turn down, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm betting the top 4 guys are probably in the Hall of Fame or possibly on their way to the Hall of Fame. Coach Baker, that's why we like you in the lobby. You come up, that's a good stat. Rivers 5th in career passing yards. That's why he's a semifinalist in the 2026 class for the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
I told you I was doing that without stats.
Yeah,
that was just my knee-jerk reaction would be like, well, why would Phillip Rivers be in the Hall? He didn't win anything. I didn't realize that, when you're in the league for 241 consecutive starts, you're probably going to be able to put up some passing numbers. So,
isn't he the one? Yeah, he's the one that's got all those kids.
Huh?
Yeah, he's got a whole bunch of kids.
Okay.
Children. Kids.
And?
He probably had to come out of retirement because his funds were running low.
Okay, I was curious where you were going with that.
No,
I'm like,
I think he's got
swerve.
If you've got him pulled up, I think he's got 8, 9, 10 kids.
I have is Phillip Rivers Hall of Fame worthy pulled up, not how many kids does Phillip. If he's got 6 kids, that makes him Hall of Fame worthy.
Oh, he's way over 6.
Really?
Yeah, he's way over 6. Like I said, I think he's pushing 10. So, how did we go from Nebraska women's basketball?
Because I read the comment section.
Phillip Rivers and how many kids he's got.
We should read the comment section every once in a while, and we did, and that brought us back to Phillip Rivers.
All right, so Phillip
Rivers, who has dominated this show, by the way.
Signed to the practice squad. We talk about Shadur Sanders all the time.
It's the third most frequent Google search on Phillip Rivers. He's got 10.
He's got 10 kids?
7 daughters, 3 sons.
That's what I said. So we've spent 23 minutes today basically talking about Phillip Rivers.
Good Lord, that's a family.
The Chief, he's jumping on Phillip Rivers' side too. He says he belongs in the Hall of Fame. So, all right, just a couple of things we're talking about here this morning. 402-834-1330 is our Hamilton Telecommunications fine line, or you can leave us a message on our social media sites as well. We're going to have some comments after our news break from Fred Hoiberg. Nebraska plays tonight against Wisconsin at PBA. First time Nebraska has opened up the conference season since 2008. Huskers 9-0 in the season. The Badgers are 7-2. Nebraska will be looking to match their best start in school history as the Huskers open the 1977-78 season with 10 straight wins. And Also, they're going for tying the overall school record for consecutive wins at 14, which is currently held by the 1990-1991 team on their way to a 26-win season. So in addition to opening up the conference season tonight, the Husker men's basketball team will try to chase down a couple of school records with a win tonight. It's probably not on their mind, but it is for everybody else. 8 o'clock starting time, Huskers and Wisconsin tonight on BTN. This will be a tough game. Coach called it the toughest game of the season to this point. So Nebraska and Wisconsin going at 8 o'clock tonight.
Well, I didn't know if we were transitioning to Fred Hoiberg or not, so.
Well, not yet. We'll get him after the news break. And then one other thing we want to bring up before we get there, another quarterback, not a quarterback change, but a coaching change at Nebraska. Matt Rule confirmed yesterday that defensive line coach Terry Braden is no longer with the team. Remember, he was the guy that was hired last year after serving as the assistant defensive line coach with the Kansas City Chiefs.
So was Bill Butler was hired last year.
John Butler.
John Butler. Yeah, Bill Butler. Where the hell?
Yeah,
John Butler.
So both of the guys on defense that had NFL experience, John Butler was with the Buffalo, and Braden, he was with the Kansas City Chiefs. They were both fired this week. No longer with the Huskers.
Deuces. One more note before we get into the news break on Phillip Rivers, and this goes back to you posed the question, who would you start other than Phillip Rivers?
Yeah.
Noah chiming in with, his oldest son Gunnar is 17. Maybe he should get the call to start as opposed to 44-year-old Pops.
Gunnar Rivers?
Gunnar Rivers.
Where's he at?
He's 17. I don't know. He's still in high school.
Probably still in high school.
Yeah.
I wonder if Phillip Rivers
might be one of those 2027 commits.
If Gunnar's in high school and he's a quarterback, I bet Phillip Rivers is like a volunteer on that high school football team. I bet he is. If we dive
or would you just be dad and just be like, I'm gonna relax on.
Oh no.
And just,
oh no.
I don't know.
In today's
I have
world,
mixed feelings about it.
Dad would be involved somehow. If we dive into Phillip Rivers a little bit more, we can probably find out what the hell he's been doing for the last 5 years. But
we have like gone deep. A deep dive on Phillip Rivers this morning.
Way too much on Phillip Rivers. Anyway, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning, 7:28 now on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
We start off in the courts where Dan McKean of Amherst, who represents District 41 in the Nebraska legislature, has been formally charged with disturbing the peace following allegations that he groped a legislative staffer during an end-of-session party back in May. The charge, downgraded from the earlier citation of public indecency that was issued in October, charge prosecutors say reflects their review of the evidence. McEwen is scheduled to be arraigned today in Lancaster County Court. He may plead no contest, according to his attorney. Separately, the legislature's executive board is conducting their own internal review, and for now, they have delayed any disciplinary vote. Meanwhile, the University of Nebraska Kearney has released a draft plan to close a $4.5 million budget shortfall. Under the proposal, UNK would eliminate several low-enrollment degree programs, including degrees in family science, German, music business, and certain education tracks. Additional savings would come from administrative and operational reductions, like trimming staff, graduate assistant roles, athletic support, and graduate assistant funding. University leaders say they will allow current students in affected programs to finish their degrees, and they hope these moves, plus voluntary separation and operational cuts, will help stabilize the campus finances. And finally, the Grand Island City Council is set to vote on a memorandum of understanding with the Nebraska Game and Parks Foundation regarding Camp Augustine. It would kick off formal steps, including property appraisals and preparation work that could enable Camp Augustine to be transferred from city ownership to the state's park system. The site, a 150-acre former Boy Scout camp, was purchased by the city 2 years ago and has been proposed as Nebraska's next state park, potentially expanding recreational access in the region. City leaders say the transition could mark the beginning of a long-term development effort to turn into a state park designation with trails, campground facilities, and river access. Not to be confused with Phillip River access. River access to be among the envisioned amenities. It is now 7:30. We'll head back over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going down in sports?
Hastings College basketball teams will play host to Mount Marty tonight at Lynn Pearl Arena. The Bronco women are 7-3 on the season. The men are 2-8. Women's game will be at 5 this afternoon, a little earlier than normal. The men will follow at 6:45. We'll have the action on Extreme Sports, beginning with a pregame show at 4:45 this afternoon. Hunter Nepple scored 21 points, pulled down 11 rebounds to lead Adams Central to a 70-40 win over Wood River last night. Patriots led just 31-22 at halftime, but outscored the Eagles 16-3 in the third quarter. Adams Central now 2-1 in the season. They will play host at Gothenburg on Thursday. The Adams Central girls beat Wood River 59-45. Ava Katzberg led the way with 15 points. Bryn Smith and Annie Troush had 13 points apiece. Adams Central is now 1-2 in the season. They will also host Gothenburg on Thursday. Indiana Wesleyan won the NAIA Volleyball National Championship last night at the Tyson Event Center in Sioux City. Wesleyan beat Northwestern 25-23, 23-25, 25-18, and 25-19 to win their third championship in the school's history. That's a quick check on your sports headlines at 7:32 here on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
We're starting off Wednesday morning on the windy side. We'll see wind gusts today up to 35 miles per hour, so they're going to back off a little bit from overnight. Should have sunshine through the latter part of the morning and into the afternoon with the high in the mid-40s. Overnight tonight, we'll have less clouds, overnight low of 28. Back to the low 60s on Thursday, mostly sunny skies, 27 Thursday night to Friday morning, 36 on Friday. Then through the weekend, we should be back in the low 30s with at least partly sunny skies.
Northwest winds this morning at 17. We've got cloudy skies. It is 37 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the advanced funeral planning specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
Mike Will, Tyson and Bronick with you. It's a Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports for a Wednesday. Again, thanks for listening to us, whether you're on our website at x-streamsports.com, your smartphone with our free mobile app, maybe your smart speaker, Roku TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you're listening to us. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday. First half hour of the show, dominated by talk of Phillip Rivers, basically coming out of retirement to sign with the Indianapolis Colts. He'll be on the practice squad as of now, and we'll see what happens with their quarterback injury situation throughout the week, whether or not he joins the active roster for this weekend or not.
If you want his entire biography over the course of the last 5 years, you can tune into the first half hour of the show.
Yeah, we found out.
Got into his family tree, his career numbers.
Yeah, he's fifth career on the passing list for yards. We know he's got 10 kids. What was it, seven daughters and 3 sons, or the other way around?
Yeah, 7 daughters, 3 sons. Yep. All right. Anyways, stepped outside. I just wanted to get to this. So it's not. It doesn't feel. I know it says 37 degrees. It feels nice. I was really worried that it would be just flipping cold. It was windy last night. I figured that'd be blowing something in. Good Lord. Do you have any, random stuff from your neighbors that blew into your yard? I had to pick up stuff and move some Christmas decorations back to the neighbors.
Yeah, I'm sure I do. I haven't been outdoors yet.
Good God.
Usually my yard is full of junk.
It was super windy yesterday.
So, yeah, winds were over 50 miles an hour last night. So, anyway, we'll kick off the second half of the show with Nebraska men's basketball. Huskers are ranked for the first time in a while since 2018. Nebraska number 23 in the nation. They're going to take on Wisconsin tonight. Huskers are 9-0 in the season. The Badgers are 7-2. Husker head coach Fred Hoiberg says they're going to be facing a team tonight that is rolling in the Wisconsin Badgers.
You look at what they did. They had a 25-point lead in the first half against Northwestern, and then they followed that up with a blowout win against Marquette. So this team's playing really well. The thing I've been really impressed with this Wisconsin team is their pace. They're second in the Big Ten right now in pace. And their guards are as dynamic as any in the country. And they combined for 40 points with Boyd and with the best guard in the league. Can't think of his name. But anyway, it's, those guys are rolling right now, and their bigs can really shoot the basketball. And they just put Greg Gard runs really good actions, and their continuity stuff, they've got so many different wrinkles out of it. We really have to be on point with our communication. But it starts in transition. We did a really good job, I thought, of getting back and forcing Creighton into the half court. And then I thought our defensive coverages were on point. Wisconsin puts you in a lot of really difficult situations just based on their overall movement. And again, their guard's ability to get downhill. Rhodey was a great pickup, a great addition. His ability to get into the paint and make plays. He's a really, really good passer. And again, when teams have 5 guys on the floor that can shoot it puts a lot of stress and a lot of pressure on your defense. And we're going to have to continue on and build off what we did against Creighton, because I thought our defensive intensity was on point for 40 minutes.
And the coach says that rebounding will be a key in tonight's ball game.
We want to generate second chance opportunities, but you can't do it and jeopardize what you're doing on the defensive end as far as transition. And when we get back and we load, we're pretty good. And the other thing about Wisconsin is their ability to go to the offensive glass. They're really good. They've got great size. They're physical, as they always are. And we have to finish off possessions. So if we can cut off transition and finish off possessions as far as second chance points, we're going to have a chance. If we don't, Wisconsin can embarrass you and make it look really ugly. So, for us, it's a mindset. We got to get back. We got to load our defense, and then we got to have a very physical game as far as on the glass.
And the Huskers also will need to defend the 3-point line if they want to stay in tonight's game.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. They smoked us with the 3-point line last year. They made 17 threes on us and got out to a 19-2 lead. And, we got back into it. I think it was 24-21, but we just could not shut them off from the outside. And that's what they do. They do a great job getting in the paint. They take unbelievably good care of the basketball. They don't turn it over. They don't give you free looks the other way. So we need to avoid taking the ball out of the net. We're not nearly as efficient as when we get the ball off the glass.
All right, the Huskers in Wisconsin tonight, 8 o'clock starting time. Yeah, I know it's late on the school night, but 8 o'clock starting time, you'll be able to see it tonight on BTN, the Huskers and the Badgers.
Yeah, and like I mentioned, this is, I think, where we see, right? And we've had a really good non-conference. For the most part, our opponents have been victories that we expected to put in the win column. I think you look at the Oklahoma and the Creighton matchup, and you're like, okay, those are two games. Those are two good wins for the team in the offseason. But now the real season begins. We go into Big Ten play. Let's see how we match up against some of these big dogs, and let's see if all the hype is warranted or not. And I think we're going to find out here in the next couple games. So it all starts tonight, 8 p.m. Late night basketball.
BTN, so you'll be able to see it. We had some high school stuff last night on the air. We were over in Wood River. Adams Central boys and girls played the Wood River Eagles. The Adams Central girls, they beat Wood River by 14. Final score of 59-45, and we caught up with Adams Central head coach Evan Smith on the post game last night. Coach, 59-45 win over Wood River in the first ball game tonight. It was tight. It was ugly for a while at the beginning of the ball game, but you guys get out of here with a win, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, I thought, we didn't do a very good job handling the ball. Had a lot of turnovers there in that first two quarters, and just like you said, it wasn't pretty. But second half, we kind of settled in and found a way to put the ball in the hoop today, which was kind of nice to see, Mike. It's been a while, so it was good to see that. Happy the way our girls finished the game.
Yeah, you hit 38% for the ball game. You knocked down 37% from three-point territory. So the offense was clicking. It was just getting into the offense, getting up the floor that was the main problem.
Yeah. It seemed like we tried to hurry some stuff, and they've put a little full court pressure at times and just kind of bothered us. But, it was good to see the ball go through the hoop, especially from the three-point line.
So Adams Central picks up the win again tonight over Wood River in the opener by a score of 59-45. Ava Katzberg leads the way in scoring with 15 points in the contest today. And then Annie Troush and Bryn Smith coming up with 13 points in the ball game. So you put three players in double figures. That's a pretty offensive show for you guys.
Yeah, it was. And, Ava had to earn her stuff inside. And, I thought Bryn and Annie did a good job knocking down some shots from the perimeter. We talked a lot about it here the last couple of days about being able to drive and kick and find some shooters. And, when you do that, your shooter's got to give your assist girl an opportunity. So, it was good to see a couple girls get some points up today.
Lacey Fear, 14 points in the ball game for Wood River tonight, mostly on rebounds and putback. She was definitely a load to handle in the paint.
Yeah, she just uses her body so well. And, Ava actually defended her really well. Just kind of hard keeping her out of the paint. And when you get buried, it's hard to get her out of there. So, she does a good job, and she's going to be a problem for the Lou Platte Conference, I think, here for the next couple of years.
So Fair scores the 14. Her leading scorer is actually Lady Polk, who came up with 15. So she was the girl outside. You mentioned it earlier. They have a good 1-2 punch inside and outside, and they delivered tonight for Wood River.
Yeah, they did a good job of finding some creases and getting them some shots up. I thought at times our defense maybe wasn't as crisp as it should have been. But, again, hats off to our girls finding a way to win and, get that first one out of the way. It feels kind of good.
You like to take a step here in week number 2. I think you got to feel good. You did take a step over last week.
Yeah, I agree. That game against Aurora, it was kind of close, but it wasn't pretty. And I feel like, we did a lot of really good things tonight that we didn't do so well in that game. So keep moving forward, get better each game, each day at practice, and then see what happens as we move our way through the season.
Now, your defense, they forced 23 turnovers themselves. You guys had 15, but you forced 23 on the other end. A lot of those defensive turnovers that resulted in offensive points for you.
Yeah, I thought we had kind of some opportunities there with our full court pressure to get some turnovers on these guys. And, we hadn't worked on a ton of it in practice just for the teams that we were going to see early on. And girls did a good job yesterday kind of dialing in on our stuff that we wanted to run. And, hopefully some of those turnovers create offense for us, and it seemed like it did today.
All right, it's Gothenburg in town to take on Adams Central on Thursday. Kind of taking a step up in the competition, aren't you? Thursday will be a tough one.
They're the real deal. They'll play 10 or 11 girls, and they run and gun. And Coach Lewis and I were talking about a little bit, watching a little film here today on them, and they don't take very long to shoot the ball. It'll be 10 or 12 seconds, and that shot will be up, and then they'll get in your face in full court pressure. So it'll be a true test on Thursday. But it's nice we're at home, and our girls seem to rise to the occasion when we're playing really good competition, and I don't expect anything less on Thursday.
So that's a different team, a different style of team than you've seen in the first three.
Yeah, for sure, and it's good that we're going to see that kind of stuff. We played Kearney in our Jamboree game. We saw a lot of pressure from them, and so I feel like our girls can handle it. It's just kind of making sure we're not getting too rushed on situations, but we're going to have to go deep in our bench too, because I think just the way they play, our girls are going to have to be able to come off the bench and handle some of that as well.
You're still maybe developing a little bit of bench, seeing what you got down there?
Yeah, Kinsley Weichman did a really good job coming off the bench today as a freshman. I don't think she knew she was coming in, and I wasn't going to let her know because I think I didn't want to give her much time to think about it. So she did a really good job. We got some young sophomores that are coming in and giving us good minutes, and just got to find a rhythm with some of those kids, and early in the season we'll keep kind of mixing and matching and see what works and who can step up and play for us and give us meaningful minutes.
Again, the Adams Central girls winners last night over Wood River, 59-45. The Patriots now 1-2 on the season. They'll take on Gothenburg on Thursday. The Adams Central boys got 21 points, 11 rebounds from Hunter Nepple last night to beat Wood River by the score of 70-40. Also caught up with Patriot head coach Zach Foster following the ball game. Coach, talk about the ball game tonight. You took control in the second half and really dominated the second half of play.
Yeah, I was pretty proud of our guys. We talked in pregame that we went 1-1 last week, but we didn't play very well, to be honest. I took it to heart because it's my job to get us to play well, and we just didn't play real connected. We were kind of disjointed, and we talked about being real tonight, that's sincere effort, sincere trust in your teammates. And it wasn't perfect in the first half, and when we struggled, we still played like we did last week. A little bit the ball stuck, and we didn't really guard very well. But I really thought in the second half that we did a lot of really good things. I thought we played better defensively. I thought we locked in. I thought that offensively we moved it better. And we played for each other, and that was all I asked for tonight.
16-3, you outscored Wood River in the third quarter. Talk about that period.
Well, we switch our defenses a lot, and I thought we don't really play 1-through-1 a lot typically, but we thought it'd be effective tonight, and that's kind of what the difference was in the third quarter. I thought is our zone really bothered them. We put some more pressure on them. We had a couple shots. We shared it. I mean, it was just, a lot of teams score off their defense. I don't know if this is a team where we're going to score consistently off our defense. We're not really built to play 1-through-1 like some of our teams in the past, but tonight we thought it was a matchup we could do it, and it kind of helped us.
You talked about a lot of change offensively. You saw a lot more things that you liked in the ball game tonight. What about the offensive end?
Well, I mean, everybody knows. I mean, it's his third year starting. Hunter's really, really talented, and everything we do has to be built around him because he's our biggest, trump card. He's a problem for people. They're going to have to double. They have to send extra people, which opens it up for everybody else. We talk about if Hunter touches the ball, everybody's going to eat. Everybody's going to get shots. Everybody's going to do well. He has to touch it. Now, Hunter's got to make good decisions with it. He can't force things. But again, the more he knows that he can trust his teammates and we're going to move it and share it and get great stuff, the more he's going to give it up. And it's basic basketball. The more you give it up, the more you get it back. And so it's, I thought Hunter's been really unselfish, honestly, for 3 games. We just have to continue to buy into that idea that the more all of us share the ball and give it up, the more we're going to get it back and good things are going to happen.
So AC wins the ball game tonight by 30, 70-40 over Wood River. Ended up shooting a 53% for the ball game, coach, and 39% from three-point territory. So pretty good numbers compared to what we had last week.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we did not shoot it very well last week at all. So it was nice to see the ball going a little bit. We play a really good team on Thursday night, and so hopefully this will help our confidence a little bit on the offensive end that we can make shots.
30-18 rebounding edge as well is what we had you for. So anytime you have a Hunter out there, you expect to rebound your opponents.
Yeah, and, against Aurora, we did out-rebound. We lost, and then against York, we won, but we were -8 on the rebound. So that was the number one thing on the board defensively is to try to win the rebounding battle today. So it's nice to hear those numbers.
What about Gothenburg, another tough chest for you on Thursday?
Well, I mean, this is going to be the weirdest stat you've ever heard, but we had 33 consecutive wins in JVs over the last 2 or 3 years. We had a lot of really good JV teams, and they beat us out there last year. And why I'm saying that is because they're freshmen, now sophomores. They were freshmen last year, are loaded. They're really, really good, and they played last year a lot of varsity as well. So we're going to see a really good team, a really young team. They got some older guys, a couple seniors that have played for a couple years, but their sophomores are phenomenal. They're really, really good. They're well coached. They're going to play zone, and they're going to like pressure all over the place. So it's going to be kind of a chaos game. It's going to be a game where you can't really run plays. You have to make plays. And so it's going to be one of those I have to put our guys in space, and they got to trust each other to make plays because just the way Gothenburg plays defense is going to be difficult.
All right, that's Adams Central boys basketball coach Zach Foster following the Patriots win last night over Wood River 70-40. Patriots now 2-1. They've also got a date with Gothenburg coming up tomorrow night. We'll have the Gothenburg Adams Central games for you here on Extreme Sports tomorrow night. 5 o'clock for the girls game, 6:30 for the boys. Pregame tomorrow afternoon will be at 4:45 here on Extreme Sports. So, well, basketball action last night from Wood River. Get ready to go again tomorrow with Gothenburg. Are you with me, my man?
I am.
Are you with me? All right. I didn't know.
I have no further comments on the matter. It was covered pretty well in the coaching interviews.
Yeah, all right. All right. We've got Bronco basketball tonight. Hastings and Mount Marty from Lynn Farrell Arena. Second consecutive home game for the Broncos. That'll be another early start tonight, 5 o'clock for the women. And 6:45 for the guys on the air at 4:45 this afternoon with the pregame show here on Extreme Sports. Waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. Again, if you'd like to chime in, you can right quick. 402-834-1330. 402-834-1330. That's the Hamilton Telecommunications fan line. If you'd like to leave us a message on our social media sites, we're monitoring those comments as well. 7:51 here this morning.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
The Grand Island City Council set to vote last night on the Memorandum of Understanding with the Nebraska Game and Parks Foundation regarding Camp Augustine. Kick off the formal steps, including property appraisals and preparation work that could enable Camp Augustine to be transferred from city ownership to the state park system. The site, a 156-acre former Boy Scout camp, was purchased by the city 2 years ago and has been proposed as Nebraska's next state park, potentially expanding recreational access in the region. Meanwhile, the University of Nebraska-Kearney has released a draft plan to close a $4.5 million budget shortfall. Under the proposal, UNK would eliminate several low-enrollment degree programs, including degrees in family science, German, music, business, and certain education tracks. Additional savings would come from administrative and operational reductions like trimming staff, graduate assistant roles, athletic support, and graduate assistant funding. University leaders say this will allow current students in affected programs to finish their degree, and they hope these moves, plus some voluntary separation and operational cuts, will help stabilize the campus finances. Dan McKean of Amherst, who represents District 41 in the Nebraska legislature, has been formally charged with disturbing the peace following allegations that he groped a legislative staffer during an end-of-session party back in May. The charge is a downgrade from the earlier citation of public indecency that was issued back in October, a charge that prosecutors say reflects their review of the evidence. McEwen is scheduled to be arraigned today in Lancaster County Court. He may plead no contest, according to his attorney. Separately, the legislature's executive board is currently conducting its own internal review, but for now, they have delayed any disciplinary vote. It is coming up on 7:54, or we'll swing things over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going on in sports?
Colin Hake tied a career high with 17 points to lead the Nebraska women's basketball team to an 87-35 win over Omaha last night at PBA. Huskers came into the game as a 62-point favorite over the Mavericks, but led just 20-15 after the first quarter. Nebraska took control of the game by outscoring Omaha 26-7 in the second quarter and 22-8 in the third quarter. Nebraska now 10-0 in the season. They'll play host to Illinois State on Sunday. Tip-off will be at 11. The Nebraska men's basketball team will open up the Big Ten Conference season tonight against Wisconsin at PBA. It'll be the first time that Nebraska has opened the conference season at home since 2018. Huskers are 9-0 in the season. The Badgers are 7-2. Tip-off at 8 o'clock on BTN. Nebraska is parting ways with their defensive line coach. Head coach Matt Rule confirmed yesterday that defensive line coach Terry Braden is no longer with the team. Braden was hired last year after serving as the assistant defensive line coach with the Kansas City Chiefs. Hastings College basketball teams will play host to Mount Marty tonight at Lynn Farrell Arena. The Bronco women are 7-3 on the season. The men are 2-8. Women's game will be at 5 with the men to follow at 6:45. We'll have the action on Extreme Sports beginning with the pregame show at 4:45. So I mentioned Hunter Neppel scored 21 points last night, pulled down 11 rebounds, lead Adams Central to a 70-40 win over Wood River. The Patriots now 2-1 in the season. Adams Central girls beat Wood River 59-45. Ava Katzberg led the way with 15 points. The Adams Central girls now 1-2. Both teams will take on Gothenburg tomorrow night. And Indiana Wesleyan won the NAIA Volleyball National Championship last night at the Tyson Event Center in Sioux City. Wesleyan beat Northwestern 25-23, 23-25, 25-18, 25-19 to win their third championship in the school's history. That's a check into sports headlines at 7:56 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
We're starting off Wednesday morning on the windy side. We'll see wind gusts today up to 35 miles per hour, so they're going to back off a little bit from overnight. Should have sunshine through the latter part of the morning and into the afternoon with the high in the mid-40s. Overnight tonight, we'll have less clouds, overnight low of 28. Back to the low 60s on Thursday, mostly sunny skies, 27 Thursday night to Friday morning, 36 on Friday. Then through the weekend, we should be back in the low 30s with at least partly sunny skies.
Northwest winds this morning at 17. It's cloudy, 37 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
Have you checked the time lately? Good chance Maletta Vista Winery is open. Hey, this is Mick with an update on our new hours. Tuesday through Sunday, we're open 11:30 to 3, and Fridays and Saturdays 11:30 till 9. Not sure what you want to enjoy when you get here? Well, Maletta Vista features award-winning wine, select beer, spirits, world-class foods, breathtaking views, and live entertainment. Visit MalettaVistaWinery.com. Check out our events page for music schedules and more. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. Make your reservations now at Maletta Vista Winery, located on Highway 281, just north of St. Paul.
All right, Mike Will, Tyson and Veronica huddle up on Extreme Sports for a Wednesday. And we'll have a Bronco basketball tonight. Hastings and Mount Marty. Action gets underway at 5 with a women's game. 6:45 or so for the guys. On the air with a pregame at 4:45 this afternoon. So it's been a busy week for us. It continues with a little Bronco basketball coming up tonight here on Extreme Sports.
And Shane's already poo-pooed my Christmas lights. Before they even turn on, he's already poo-pooing my Christmas lights, saying that white lights are boring and that you need colored bulbs in here. They're going to be white lights. It's going to be fine. It's going to look great.
No, I got white lights on my Christmas tree.
Yeah, he says they're boring. And the colored lights are greater than white lights.
That's because he's got colored lights on his tree. I have white lights on my tree. In fact,
I think white light looks, they look great.
I got white lights on my tree, and I've got white lights on the office building. So I'm all white. What's the IT guy got against white lights?
Apparently everything. He's got a colored lights are greater than white lights argument that he wants to get into. We can get into that tomorrow.
Yeah, we see what people think about that. Colored lights or white lights for your tree.
We'll see how good my tree looks lit up tomorrow. Now I'm going to do it.
Now you're fired up.
Now I'm going to run my extension cord in here and get these lights going.
So the lights that you have, did someone give you, or you had those? Or you got to go out and purchase them?
No, I don't so much get those for a gift. I just kind of inherited a bunch of boxes that were in my parents' storage shed.
Yeah.
With like a lot of holiday decorations and stuff. And they're like, here, we have plenty. Take all these boxes since you have a nice basement that you don't use.
Oh, they wanted you to like store them in your basement.
Yeah, my basement's being used as a temporary storage unit.
That's all right. So you're going
Which is fine.
You're going to use the lights out of the...
So I went down and I dug out some lights and decorated the trees.
So do you have your choice if you can go white or colored? Do they have both in there?
I didn't look that hard.
But we're going to get lights up on the tree.
That's right. And that's the most important thing.
The tree looks nice.
I think it's great for a backdrop.
But I think there's something missing. I think you're right. We need to get some lights on that tree.
Now we'll fire it up tomorrow.
God, I'm anxiously waiting for tomorrow.
I know, right?
You got to move your camera closer so your backdrop...
What do you mean closer?
Well, so I can see the tree a little bit better. I guess I can see it all right. It's better than my backdrop of my messy office. But
see, I look for the aesthetics.
It's looking good over there.
The feng shui, the vibe.
That's going to be tomorrow at 7. I can hardly wait. I can hardly wait to get on here. So, all right. I think we've pretty well brought everything off of the kitchen table here this morning.
That's the show.
Discuss. Yeah, talked about Phillip Rivers a lot in the first half hour. Basketball heavy in the second half hour, and more basketball to come yet tonight. So thanks for joining us. If you'd like to listen to the show again, you can. Just go to any one of our social media sites and download the podcast of our show here today. But make plans, tell your friends, tell your neighbors. Hell, you can tell your enemies if you want to join us for a Huddle Up each and every weekday morning from 7 until 8 here on Extreme Sports. Have yourself a good day.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every weekday morning from 7 until